welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., alongside Kaliko Yox.
See, we still here. We're still surviving. No ice on us yet.
Yep, the only ice we got is ice in our cups because it's so damn hot.
I mean, I always have ice in my drink, so I mean, it's just...
Very true.
Although it waters it down, maybe I should flip it, because I don't think Capri Suns get watered down. Anyway.
It was a good week for Wrestling With as we interviewed Bogdan Klevmov on Tuesday and Lane Rosario on Wednesday. Two incredible interviews from two incredible individuals. Definitely go into the archives and check those out if you haven't already. And that will bring us to this upcoming, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because it is the ending of the month once again, like it is every month. On the 23rd, we have CJ Evans. We talk about his tag team with infamous CC Young, Jack Tatum. We talk about him winning a title on accident, winning the tag team titles, eating Wendy's with the Hardy Boys, and a hell of a lot more. You definitely want to go check out that interview. This upcoming Tuesday, we have Alvin Gray. There's a lot to unpack in that interview, like how he overcame addiction, bad times, to rebuild his wrestling career, come back, win some championships, his tag team in the Midnight Cavalry, a bare bones match, wrestling Brutal Bob Evans, Uncle Bob, and explaining having to do really intense matches to his mom. So, a lot in that one. And this Wednesday we have Matt Sparkle up in Canada. We talk about him cashing in successfully his briefcase, the Generation Next briefcase, wrestling under a mask, wrestling in France, and a hell of a lot more. But don't take my word for it. Here's some clips now.
And he's like, well, I get where you're coming from, but they wanted to come, so I told them to come hang out. So I'm sitting here at 11:30 at night in the Wendy's parking lot, eating spicy nugs, talking to Jeff Hardy about wrestling, talking to Matt Hardy, about just, it was an insane moment of just how the hell did I get here? What is going on? Because I know people they say, damn, you're around the Hardys a lot, but once again, you factor in, I live in North Carolina, I see the Hardys quite a bit, and it's when opportunity takes place, then I'm there. Like I told you, a lot of my stories are being in the right place at the right time.
How do you tell your mom that you're going to be in a match like this? Because we already established that she's very worried about you.
Oh man. I could remember my mom's face when I told her this, and yeah, she wasn't thrilled, but at the same time, she supports her son, she loves her son, and man, the Lord knows I love her, man, because she didn't have to be there that day. She really didn't have to be there that particular day, but I'm happy that she was. I'm pretty sure she didn't like seeing her son getting all banged up, bruised up, and putting his life on the line for the best of sports entertainment on the scale of indie wrestling. But if it's to get my name out there, it's just to tell one of the greatest stories that I made in Illinois, then so be it. So telling my mom something like that, it wasn't easy. Trust me, it was nowhere near easy.
I really enjoyed fighting with the mask. It was like a new thing for me, and even with the hair, I think the look was when you're wrestling with hair, like the impact is always bigger when you take a shot. So I think it's cool to have long hair. Yeah.
Will you be growing out the hair soon?
I will try, but I'm not sure that I have the patience to get my hair long. It's cool when you can take it off too.
Then on this July 1st, we have Nano Lopez, and on the 2nd, we have Ken Cypher. Definitely check out Wrestling Wit on Extra and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to the interviews, and so much more. Alright, we're done putting ourselves over for the time being. No, Kaliko?
We're never done. We're always over.
Well, it is a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the news. And something coming out that's more recent, yesterday I believe it came out, there is genuine interest from the Undertaker to be on the WWE creative team. I find that really interesting. I could not tell you if the Undertaker ever had, a creative idea back in the day that they ran with, or they did. He was kind of more of the type of character that went with what they wanted. But what are your thoughts? Do you think that the Undertaker could be a beneficial part of the creative team?
I mean, I guess it could happen. I mean, if any, I mean, I think it would work in the sense that that guy was the only guy that actually was able to make a dead man believable for 30 years. So, I mean, in the sense of like staying in character, it could work. Uh, I mean, I I seen him on LFG, so he's okay. But that's different developing a wrestler than trying to develop a match. And I think he's had some stuff. I mean, Cody's talked about it sometimes where he had his first encounter with The Undertaker, and the Taker kind of ring generaled him. So, I mean, if you could be a ring general, what's to say you can't do creative as far as producing matches?
Well, I don't think being a producer and being a part of creative is two separate things in WWE, if I'm not mistaken. Creative is that you make the long-term stories that develop on TV. Being a producer is to tell them what they do in the ring, in the matches.
And we'll see, because it's the question is he going to be a full time? Because keep in mind he's on LFG, so that kind of puts it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Because at least with like Booker, he's able to do both because he's just a commentator.
And
So he's more, and like I say, he's more involved in development and creative in a sense of getting people to the WWE than Taker.
right. Also, keep in mind that he doesn't have to travel far for LFG. He's in the studio that they do NXT. And
Right.
NXT don't travel that often as well.
Right. And Taker has to come from Texas. So.
Yeah.
So it's a scheduling thing. I think it could be, I mean, who knows? Is he going to just do main roster? Is he going to do NXT? Is he going to,
That's a good question.
Where where is the creative going to be? Because I feel like, personally, I don't need him fucking up the bakery.
The bakery is, it seems like there's some slim pickings as of recent in the bakery, but,
It's slim, but they in the oven.
right. It only makes room for new and fresher cake, so, yeah. I think that just having Undertaker around in general would help people out, because, obviously he's so well respected. Um, like I said, I don't know if he would be doing well in a creative role, but when it comes to helping out the guys and girls, I mean, we saw what he did on LFG with Elijah, Bailey, Tyra May, Shiloh. So I mean, he can definitely develop. Like he can definitely develop people, wrestlers, talent. There you go, talent.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of can he develop, a story that doesn't involve dead people.
Hey, that's the key. That's always the key. But I mean, I think he'll be okay.
Speaking on Dead on Arrival, Elijah, tore his tricep in a match, on NXT. Don't believe that he had his match with, Trick Williams yet, so, I don't believe that he'll be wrestling Trick. Just, very unfortunate for him, no?
It is, because they were just getting started to tell the story of Elijah and Trick. So I mean, but Trick got more enemies that's on his list anyway. So
He basically has the whole TNA roster that hates him.
I mean, except for First Class.
I think AJ just wanted to wade back into WWE, if I'm being honest. He will hitch his whack into anybody that will make him relevant. And I don't care if that gets me heat or not. Be mad.
Don't do that.
But you can't hitch your whack back to be Fab.
Oh gosh.
Keeping up on injuries, Liv Morgan got injured, on Raw, dislocated her shoulder, which will now require surgery. Literally at the most inconvenient time for her. She was just starting a program with, Nikki Bella. The thing that I kind of just felt weird about was, and you're more on the medical side than I am. I've never heard of somebody needing surgery for a dislocation. Usually they just pop it back in and they're good to go, no?
Well, it depends. If the dislocation messes with the AC joint, which is that it depends on where the shoulder dislocated, right? So it seemed like it dislocated with her going forward, which could be just the front part, which is the AC joint, which is that ball and socket, and sometimes it could be something where it's surgery more on that muscle than the shoulder, the ball itself. Because the ball itself, yeah, you could pop it back in and call it a day, but it's the muscle in itself. Because what's going to happen is she's not going to be able to move it for a while because it needs to heal. And then she's going to have to go through physical therapy because of the atrophy, because of the rest. So that's why.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Kaliko.
So, I mean, it's unfortunate because to me, that looked like so routine. And that's what I hate when I guess people giving her Kyrie flack. I was like, that looked like a routine fall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just that I feel like 9 times out of 10 she gets that spot on.
I wouldn't blame Curry. Honestly, in all honesty, you get injured on literally the stupidest shit. Like,
Yeah, it's the little shit that gets you. It's never the big shit. It's just
right.
although
Mhm.
this will make it interesting because now you can actually tell a story of it actually helps Judgment Day in a sense because it just delays the inevitable. And let's say Roxanne
Dirty D.
and Raquel become tag champs.
Yeah. From what I'm hearing is there is no plans for them to vacate the titles. So more than likely, Roxanne is going to step in and take that role from Liv.
Right.
Which
And
is
then that's gonna make it and that helps everything else.
right. It may have been. There's never a good time to get injured. Obviously, it sucks for Liv. But from a story perspective, it could not have happened at a better time, in my opinion. Because
That is it. Yep, I
yeah,
agree. Continue.
because Liv was on to Finn. Liv knew shit was happening with Roxanne, and she was aware of it. Now you take Liv out of the equation, and Roxanne, Raquel was obviously Liv's goal, and she was helping her and protecting her. Well, now that gives Roxanne a chance to slide in and kind of be buddy buddy with Raquel, and obviously all she needs is a chicken nugget to get Dom on her side, so that's easy. Um, and then when obviously Liv comes back, take Liv out of the equation. Maybe Liv and Rhea will have a club of Dom's Dirty X's. Ooh, that's a good name. The Dirty X's. Um, you're allowed to steal that. And they will go up against Raquel and Roxanne. You make a star out of Roxanne during the process, and Liv is still shown in a strong light.
That's true. I mean, but keep in mind, I mean, who was that sprained her dislocated her shoulder last year? Rhea dislocated her shoulder last year. It was supposed to be 4 to 6 months, and it ended up being like several weeks. So it's just a matter of how she gets back on the roll, right? It's a day-to-day monitor. It probably popped it back in, and she's going home to rest, atrophy, some intense physical therapy, and it helps that she's in a tag match. She's a tag champion on that part. I just don't think it helps because she was going to get ready to fight Nikki Bella right before for Evolution. And I must say, 2025 has not been kind to Liv Morgan, man. That girl been beaten up, busted open, dislocated shoulder. It was like, God damn. Her girl can't catch a break.
Lost championship, won championships, lost them again.
Yup. Got her skull cracked, bruises. I'm just like, Jesus.
Oh yeah.
I must admit though, I mean, she physically this is her toughest year, but she still pulls it off. So hey, I'll let her.
From the perspective of being over and being a big talent now, and just suffering, I don't want to say tragedy, just misfortune. There you go. Just suffering a couple of misfortunes.
A series of misfortunate events is what I call it.
Lemony Snicket was in attendance. Speaking of shoulder injuries, AEW was in some hot shit because of it. Um, somebody that was a part of the AEW ring crew is suing AEW and Jon Moxley for negligence, civil assault, and battery. During a match with Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega in a cage, Jon Moxley shoved the person that's doing the lawsuit rather harshly. I mean, if the video's out there, you can see it. Like, the guy, like, slid on the floor, and he suffered whiplash. He injured his neck and his shoulder. His shoulder actually needed fusion surgery of some sort. Personally, you know, obviously it's never a good time to get sued. But I don't think that this is going to like ruin AEW. I mean, they do a good job of ruining themselves.
Wow.
I think, in all honesty, I think Tony's just gonna throw some money at him and make it go away. But, what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, he didn't think that could happen. I'm just trying to figure out, like, if you're like anywhere near the ring while matches are happening, you don't think like calamity can ensue?
Have you seen the video?
Yes.
Okay, well, it wasn't like him and Kenny were like in a
Kenny
brawl.
was fighting, and it was basically Mox trying to get heat. To me, it seemed like he did it to get heat. Now, whether it was on script or off script, that remains to be determined, right? That's where the court's for, right?
Right.
So, I mean, maybe he's like, maybe he has a physical, what's that word? I can't even think of it. Taz has it, where he can't be touched, right? Can't do physical.
Okay.
And maybe he just got caught up in, you know?
Right. Well, I mean, to an extent, I agree with you. Like, if there was some type of brawl and, you know, splash damage, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Kenny Omega got drawn on top of him, or they both jumped into the crowd and they fell on him, or, you know, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, you're in the wrestling business. It is what it is. But there was nothing going on. Jon Moxley literally just singled him out and decided to push him for no reason. And I'm pretty sure that he wasn't even looking at Moxley, so he didn't even know what was going on at that moment. He just got shoved to the floor.
I mean, true, but I also... Here's the thing that I have with it. Because when wrestlers do that, it's not like they're looking... For them to go look for people, right? It makes it seem less than natural, right? Let me find the person that I can push who said he's okay with getting pushed and push him, right? It takes away the shock and awe of it. So I guess that I can see from that angle, but I just, yeah, they'll settle it. I mean, I don't think John is going to settle it. Sorry, Mr. Moxley.
Yeah, maybe
They put your legal name. They put your legal name in the affidavit. Blame them, not me.
I mean, in all honesty, Jonathan Good is a better heel name than Jon Moxley, if I'm just being completely honest.
Yeah, because you could go so much with that. Jonathan ain't good.
Jonathan be bad.
Jonathan be good. Jonathan be good and bad. Jonathan. Jonathan isn't good. Jonathan wasn't good.
The Good Samaritan.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, AEW is just gonna throw money at the problem, which I'm sure will work for them. What happens to Moxley? I'm sure it's gonna be a big dent in his paycheck, which he rightly deserves at this point. You know.
It ain't a debt. That dude probably still getting Shield money. Who knows?
Moral of the story: don't hit people that have nothing to do with what's going on in the ring. Speaking about,
I say swing on them, and that's the whole point.
two very different ideas here. Speaking
I'm just
of
saying.
somebody that has nothing to do with the ring, Psycho Clown. You were really hot on Psycho Clown last week on the show. You know, you were saying,
Oh yeah.
you were saying, oh, he looked like he was trying out for WWE.
He was wrestling like the rent was due.
Yeah. So WWE said that they were interested in Psycho Clown. They want to maybe bring him to the main roster, see what they could do with him. Which, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I wonder if that would actually work out. When I see things like this, I always think like the worst case scenario. People have phobias of clowns. So, I mean, it's not like, oh, he comes out with, you know, clown, he takes off the clown mask and he's just a normal guy underneath the mask. Like, he's like a legitimate, you know, intimidating clown. Like, he's like a Sweet Tooth-esque, you know, face mask. So I just wonder if something like that might hold him back, but I don't know. What are your thoughts?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if that's the case, what about the people that got phobias of iguanas? I don't know.
Do people have a fear of iguanas?
I mean, you never know. It's a thing. It's a thing for everything at this time. But I mean, I'm happy he's there. Just to see how he goes. I don't think he needs to speak. I mean, clowns don't really talk. I mean, that clown don't talk. So I think it'll be interesting. To me, I'm interested in him because he's really big and bulky and can go. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I thought him and Iguana stood out because of the whole prop, but as far as like wrestling, that motherfucker stood out.
I think that like you could legitimately like put him in a faction with like Penta, and you know be the Lucha Hell Party or something that's, you know, sinister and scary, and it wouldn't necessarily look out of place. I think that would work pretty well. But that's just my opinion.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I hope they do something good.
Now we talked about Mr. Iguana last week. WWE's hot on him, high on him. Wants to put the strap, well, not the strap, but they wanna go with this guy. He did an interview and he said they were talking about putting him on the main roster. Apparently he was not supposed to say that. And it got the Iguana in some hot water. No pun intended. I don't know if this is going to affect his person anyway. Money talks more than, you know, he does at this point. So we'll see what happens there. Any comment?
I mean, ain't no sense of, I I don't I don't see it a big deal. When you're excited, you just, you're so, he's just excited, a little loose lips, sank a ship, and it ain't gonna kill him. Probably just like, yo, man, don't tell our business in the street like that. When we fucking with you, don't.
Right. I mean, you have they they have well, they don't have to understand, but you have to understand that this all happened like within like maybe 48 hours, where he was so over that they brought him to Money in the Bank, and he got literally the one of the louder pops of the night, and that was only maybe like 3, possibly like 4 hours after he wrestled. The
Mm-hmm.
guy, this all happened like in such a short span of time. I can't imagine that his head wasn't spinning. You know, okay, you're doing this match to, okay, we're going to bring you to the main roster when you literally come out of the curtain for after your match. Like, he was only a AAA guy. Like, he hasn't been exposed to mainstream that often. Like, this is his first exposure. So I can't fault him for not knowing the right things to say.
Being excited.
In
Yeah, being
especially in a language.
excited, man.
Yeah, that's not his first language.
Yeah, I think they'll give him grace. I mean, they're giving him more grace than Alberto Del Rio.
That guy deserves no grace. Like, at all.
That my point exactly. So
Yeah, they got AAA, and they were like, Alberto no Patron.
and who doesn't like Patron? I love Patron.
Speaking of Mexico, AEW Grand Slam was Wednesday, Dynamite. Because like they were like, WWE did a show that was Viva Mexico. We're gonna do a show Viva Mexico, but we're actually going to do it in Mexico, where ice isn't needed.
Yeah, let's not do it while they're yanking the people trying to get to the show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So I mean, good on them for going to a place, but where where the illegals are already there. But
Well, sir, they're not illegal. Those are residents at that point. They're citizens.
Very true. But for the most part, it went over well. It was a joint show with CMLL. There's a fantastic picture of Tony Khan with a little person, a mini luchador, a Mexican mini as they call them. But MJF came out in a American themed ring gear. Being MJF like he always is.
Of course.
Yeah. And
El Grande Americano wannabe.
which prompted when he was leaving the venue to go to the hotel, somebody promptly tried to attack him. Luckily, nobody got hurt. The security got to the individual before they were able to attack MJF, but he didn't seem bothered by it. But it's just MJF doing MJF shit, right?
In a way, also, but I mean, tensions are hot right now when it comes to those type of things, right?
Right.
That's the biggest thing about it. It's just that's the hardest part. It's like we get it, and wrestling fans get it. But optics.
And I get it, but I also don't get it in the same sense because I see that and I just think it's cheap heat. It's not, you're not getting heat the proper way. You're getting heat the easy way. Obviously it's a hot button topic right now for many individuals for many reasons. If you were a really good heel, you wouldn't need to you wouldn't have to lean that heavy into it to make people hate you. They would just hate you for genuinely the person that you was. You know what I mean?
I get where you're going with it. The issue is that it's, I get it. I also understand that's been a thing for decades, right? Especially now because it's, I see why they're doing it. The El Grande Americano, that just looked, and I get where they're doing with the story. It seems ingenuine, but it was kind of like, at least they tried to build something around it.
It's tongue in
I
cheek,
think
I would say.
it's kind of what?
It's tongue in cheek, I'd say.
It's very tongue in cheek, a little bit. But but MJF doing it, keep in mind, Mexico and America, they're playing in the Copa del Oro, which is one of the bigger trophies in the world. They're in the same group. They're not in the group stage together, but they are usually the top two finalists for the championship. So I could see him playing into that. I mean, if he had played into the soccer angle, it would have been the good. But from this, it seemed like it was El Grande Americano light. But hey, I mean, but MJF always been doing stuff like that, so that's nothing new. Like to get GP talking smack about your city or saying this is. I mean, he did it when he was the champion. Remember, he turned the belt to an American strap and all. Like when he had the what was it? Was it the Intercontinental Championship?
It was the
The International Championship.
yeah.
And he basically did the same gimmick. So it's, you know what I mean? So it's not out of the realm for him. See, he has a history of it. So that's why I don't really bug it as much.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, he did that because they was going to England and he was wrestling in Englishmen. So he turned the international championship into the United States championship. Obviously to
Right.
piss people off. I think
Right.
it's tough. I mean, I get it. I mean, it wasn't my favorite thing that he's done, but there's a difference between changing a title to leaning into a real world thing that's going on.
Well, if he had did the whole anti thing, then that would be one thing.
I don't know if he did or not, if I'm being completely honest. I've only saw
The biggest thing he did was he had a luchador on the ground, and he grazed his nutsacks across his face, like he pumped him, like like a hip bump.
Yeah.
The typical, and he did it in the very, when I say very typical MJF way, the very typical MJF way. So.
Well, going from one heel to multiple heels, Seth Rollins' current faction that currently has Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in it is a rumor and innuendo suggests that there's going to be two new members. Ricky Saints and Ethan Page is rumored to be joining this new faction. I get where they want to maybe bring in some new, call up some people. I mean, Ricky Saints has been, in the queue to be called up already. Um, but Ricky Saints and Ethan Page in the same faction? That kind of screams wonky to me, considering that they've been fucking each other up on NXT TV for the past, 3 months? I mean, you don't just crush somebody's throat and larynx and then the next week say, oh, I'm sorry, buddy, let's be friends and tag team together. You know what I mean? It just seems weird if they would do it.
Yeah. Well, because it only seems weird if the casual fan
Knows what's going on.
knows the story. Exactly. So that would be the biggest key. I mean, keep in mind, Bronson Reed joined the group, and that motherfucker turned on the bloodline, and it's almost like they don't even remember he was in in the new bloodline. So you know what I'm saying? So
he wasn't in the new bloodline. He was just helping them out in that one match. He wasn't going to be.
Well, that's my
yeah.
But that's my point. It's the fact that he's against them, and now they never told that story. So
true. I mean, they could always tell it in. But the problem I have with it is that it's so fresh. It's literally weeks out of them doing all of these things with Paige and Ricky Saints. If it came to these one of them joining this faction with Seth, I definitely wouldn't be mad at Ethan Page joining, because I mean he's a really good heel, and he knows how to play a really good heel, and I mean I could even see at one point him turning on the group and faction to do his own thing. Just using them to get ahead, which would not surprise me with Ethan Page. Ricky Saints, I mean I could see it with Ricky. I think he would be better as a face right now, but that's just my opinion. What say you?
I mean, to be determined. I mean, Ethan, honestly, I think he still got unfinished business in NXT, but that's just me. But I get why they would call him up, because he's already done it all.
Right.
So there's really nothing for him to, accomplish. But I would think he's a person who could talk himself, I don't think he needs a mouthpiece. He can speak for himself. Ricky Saints, on the other hand, he can talk. Maybe kind of like an underling, because every faction is going to have a guy that always taking the bumps, and Seth can't be that guy every week. And Bronson ain't damn sure taking it, and Braun ain't taking it, so,
Yeah, I get that.
So, I mean, it could happen. We'll see. To be determined. Until it happens, it's just rumor. But,
True.
I mean, at this point, they still need to do a better job of telling us why they're even together in the first place before they start adding new people.
They're saving pro wrestling. What's that?
Who said that? Who's saving pro wrestling? I mean, Seth cut one promo at Mania, and now that's what we rolling with?
I mean, there's nothing else to roll with, if I'm being completely honest. So let's go with that.
That's the I guess. Yes.
Speaking of rolling with, Private Party, who once again went on the milk carton after popping back up getting a title push and then losing the titles and then going straight back onto the milk carton.
Back on the milk carton. What is like the flyer, the kidnapping flyer?
It's kind of like they got abducted and then they got free and they just came back to work and then their captors recaptured them.
I mean, it's almost like Taken and Taken too. There you go. How about that? Sounds about right.
Yeah. Wherever you are, whoever you are with, I will find you. Because I'm a man of a particular set of skills that I'm very good at. I don't know what skills they're good at, but hey.
Yes, a variable
They
set of skills.
WWE's interested in them. They wanna see if they could sign Private Party. I think that would actually be a good get for WWE, considering that NXT is pretty starved for tag teams at the moment.
Starved is an understatement.
Yeah, they got Hank and Tank, and that's it. So, bringing them into the start a program with Hank and Tank, get some heat, maybe get a title. Maybe you won't get abducted again. WWE security is great, so I don't see where that would happen.
Yeah, I don't see how you on the milk carton in WWE. I mean, but then again, yeah, you can. You can. You can.
While you're saying that, Apollo Crews is giving you the dirty eye, Kaliko.
Is he cleared yet?
He's still employed.
No, cleared to wrestle. I thought he had an injury.
I have no idea.
Because I remember he had an ACL thing.
Again, I have no idea.
See, how dare you put him in that and he was hurt? Come on, bro.
Well,
yeah, see, he was hurt. That's what I'm saying. He was hurt. Don't put that dude in there. Man. Come on, bro. Yeah, he tore his pec. See, thank you. I was about to say, boy, how dare you? He's on the milk cart, but he on the shelf. Like, kind of like when it's WWE, if you're on the shelf, it's either because you fucked up super bad or you just are literally hurt like hell.
all right, so we cleared up the mystery of Apollo Crews. Private Party and WWE, yay or nay?
Well, I mean, it can't hurt at this point.
I mean, it's not like AEW is doing anything with them.
And they'll be instant contenders for the belts. Because they either the only two tag teams they got other than Chase U.
And it was like, we're going to have a number one contendership for the NXT Tag Team Championships. The first group, Private Party. And then it seems like she's going to be speaking again, and then... Ooh, no. Crickets.
Oh, man, don't do them like that.
No, I'm not giving crickets to Private Party. I'm giving crickets that they don't have to qualify to fight the champions. They'll just be
no need.
Because there's nobody else available.
They're the only tag team that showed up. Like, damn. It's like a tag team Royal Rumble, and they're the only tag team.
And it was like, I did not expect this.
Wait a minute, we what? Yeah, y'all the only ones who showed up. So what the hell?
Speaking of sewing up, Vince McMahon showed back up in news. Vince was looking to buy Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I don't know if that's a wrestling organization or a UFC organization, but he was looking to buy it. The person in charge right now wasn't looking to sell, but said that Vince was very gracious, nice guy. Definitely did not shit on his head, figuratively or literally.
Oh God.
What? What are your thoughts on Vince McMahon looking to buy organizations in the sports realm?
He's trying to keep himself busy because he probably loses his goddamn mind. Ain't got nothing to do.
I mean, if
Sounds like he. I mean, if he wants to buy something, I mean, there's plenty of leagues that need some jolts of juicing, but I don't think a lot of them would want to take him. Primarily, like women's leagues, but so we're not gonna go there.
well, he's not looking to work somewhere. He's looking to buy shit.
That's my point. He could buy leagues and run it. I'm surprised he bought a UFL back.
Because it's probably not worth anything. Lost a lot of money on that shit. But I think, I mean, if
Well, he lost a lot of other people's money on that shit.
including The Rock.
There you go.
I do. I mean, you're under the impression that if Vince McMahon starts up a new wrestling company, it's not going to work. I disagree. And I think that if he does start up a new wrestling organization, it's going to cause a lot of problems for WWE. Because the formula of, pro wrestling is to have a McMahon at the helm. And, I mean, when it comes to McMahon's, he's the granddaddy of them all. So, I mean, I feel like this maybe delayed things, but it does kind of show you where his head's at. He wants to get back into wrestling. He wants to do something. And if he does actually do something, I think that it's going to make pro wrestling even more interesting than it is right now with everything going on.
More interesting? It's only going to be interesting because it's almost like the first time Michael Vick came back to the NFL after he called a charge, it did time. That's the only way it's going to be interesting. But then again, but how long is that going to last?
I don't think so, because, I mean, obviously he would be at the helm, but he's not going to be, like, putting himself forward. It's about what talent does he get. So, I mean, there's going to be new people that he's going to get, obviously. You have to build the new talent. But he's in good graces with a lot of the WWE talent. So, and if they're not doing something with somebody, or they had a better relationship with Vince than they have with Triple H, then they might jump ship. And we're not even talking about WWE at this point, but AEW as well. A lot of those guys worked for Vince, and if they have a good relationship with him, and he says, "I'll pay you X amount, come over, we'll do something with you," they might be inclined to do so.
Oh Lord, what? I mean, what are you going? Instead of WWE, it's going to be WEW, World Entertainment Wrestling. You can steal that. So I mean, but the question is will it be sustainable? Because the people that he's going to try to move or not even to move, the TV networks he's going to have to move. It's going to be, smalling.
I mean, Fox is still interested in pro wrestling, so all he has to do is make a phone call because he's worked with them before. So there's that.
But he ain't going to get the money he expecting. At best, he's getting a couple million, couple of $100 million. He ain't getting $500 billion. Or was it $500 million?
It's probably in the billions at this point. But you do have to understand it's not just Netflix and Peacock didn't just get the weekly shows and the PLEs. They got the back catalog as well, and the special events and the documentaries and all that. So I mean, I can't imagine that doesn't add value. You can't get $1 billion for just that alone.
Fox didn't get the back catalogs.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, that's what I said. Fox did. Peacock did.
Peacock and Netflix.
Question is what he's going to offer them now.
Good question. I think it's definitely yet to be seen, but like I said, I think it's going to be interesting. Interesting to say the least.
Yay. Another wrestling promotion.
That you have to watch weekly.
Keep up. Keep up weekly. I mean, if he's hiring, I might, he needs some office positions. I got you.
Really, all the shit you just gave him, but yeah, hey Vince, if you're hiring, hire me. Really?
Hey man, when it's for the betterment of the company, you don't care what hand it is, as long as it's a helping hand.
Okay there, pal. But if you are hiring Vince, I was the one that put you over in this segment. Remember that, pal.
Oh, God. Oh.
Somebody putting himself over is one Matt Riddle. He started Broly fans. He started an Onlyfans. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Matt Riddle has started an OnlyFans. Apparently, bookings aren't necessarily coming in as often as he'd maybe like. The well is kind of running dry. I mean, he's not doing anything new or different than he has, when he was in WWE. So
right.
he started OnlyFans. I mean, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't know. But are men on OnlyFans successful? They can't be as successful compared to the women, no?
I mean, that's basically who it's for. But the market is also so saturated, so it's just a matter of what they're advertising, I guess. But did RVD do like a wrestlers only?
Yes, but it wasn't mature content. I'm sure some people use it for it, but it wasn't the basis of it, if I seem to remember.
Personally, I thought he would have been more on that than anything. To be quite honest.
Well, he's not selling wrestling content. He's selling sex.
Well, his girl's a porn star. What you expect?
Which one?
The one he's about to have a kid with.
Is he still with her, or did he move on to another one? Because he moved on a couple of times with a different couple of women, and he cheated quite a few times.
That is, he'll end up on Dark Side of the Ring, that's for sure. How about that? How about we go? We'll go there. But he still wrestles, so that's what I'm saying. I would have thought that was a better, you know?
Well, we can both agree that we paid to see that episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh, boy, that's going to be a firewall behind that. A whole firewall.
I mean, it could be a three-parter for all we know.
Shit. I mean, well, yeah, because the UFC side, the wrestling, WWE side, host WWE, yeah, it could be a 3-part miniseries on Matt Riddle.
I wouldn't really want to give him the clout, though, if I'm being honest.
I mean, he's a very perplexing individual, to say the least. But
I think the word you're not saying is he's a dumbass.
he's the current MLW champion. Don't give him like that.
He's a dumbass. Dana White literally said out of his mouth that Matt Riddle is a dumbass.
Who said that?
Dana White.
Well, Dana White, I take his shit with a grain of salt. Let's do it that way.
I mean, you're not wrong about.
I can't take the word of a guy who you know, he can't even set foot in Russia. I think Riddle got a better shot at setting foot in Russia than Dana White. So empower him. Let's let it roll, bro.
Okay, why can't Dana White set foot in Russia?
Oh, because he started he tried to start a boxing thing and he was borrowing money from Russia. You know how that goes, and it didn't pop off. So then he took the money and set foot in the UFC. Bad business, baby.
Huh.
Bad business.
So
see, look at this. Look at you. I'm giving you UFC background. So look at me.
So basically, he borrowed money. He stole money from the Russian mafia. Is what you're saying?
Keep this in mind. He's had a UFC event everywhere except Russia.
That was a long pause for something we knew to answer for.
Well, I was hoping you would fill it in, but then again, we had this geography thing disconnect a while ago, so I should have just filled it in.
It's crazy because Russia, it borders America, so I can't imagine that they didn't, try and come over and, get their money from them.
I mean, you just can't go over and start whacking people in here now. Oh, you might can now. I mean, considering shit. God, let's not go down there. But keep it wrestling.
I'll leave it at this. Mad respect for Dana White. Stealing money from the Russias, sticking it to the Ruskies. Nothing more American than that.
That's...
How do we...
That is true. How do we get to taking that money and running? I mean, shit.
Back to Matt Riddle. Onlyfans. You subscribing? Yes or no?
Hell no. What the fuck I look like?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, sir.
Hard pass. And I'm assuming WWE, if there was an inkling of interest from WWE, that died when he fired up that OnlyFans.
He could.
But that being said, congratulations to Cora Jade. Elena Black, hers is popping off quite well, as she mentioned.
It's wrestling, man. It's a bunch of people that are not what's that word? Wrestling fans. We loyal. We loyal. Andy Sachs kinda got that thing jumping. That
Shit. loyal, when you got the cake.
Well, it comes to wrestling. If you're really pretty, they will follow you to the end of the earth. Hell, Sienna, Marty Bell, uh,
I don't see
Lacey
their,
Evans.
I don't see their OnlyFans popping off.
Because they don't advertise it. But then again, they're indie, so of course you're not gonna hear it.
Right.
It's different from, let me see, indie girl launches OnlyFans versus WWE superstar launches OnlyFans. Which one is gonna be like the bigger Atlantic grab?
Right. Alright, we should probably
So
get
that's why.
we should probably get out of here before we get into bigger trouble than we probably already are.
I mean, we're there. We are already there.
Now, that will conclude our coverage of the news, and now a quick word from our sponsors. So,
Rogue Energy, the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with NJPW G1 Cllimax 35 entrance blocks revealed. I believe it was last Sunday. Dominion, they ran their SummerSlam-esque show, Dominion, and depending on who you ask, it wasn't a bad show by any means, but when the best thing you could say about it is, they're trying, you can really only go up from that point.
Wow.
So I give them credit. They're trying to get back on top. They're not there yet. And I mean, it just kind of shows you that they revealed this block at Dominion, when usually they would just reveal it on maybe like a random, like a random Kogan Hall show. So it kind of tells you that, they want to get people interested. They're trying to get them invested again. This was kind of this was obviously their way of saying, the G1's coming up. This is who's going to be in. This is who, you might be seeing. Well, you will be seeing. So, yeah. So for, I mean, only 16 of the 20 have been revealed. 4 spots are being held for get what are they called? Lay-in.
The play-in. So
Play-in, yeah.
so essentially,
Play-in.
for the people who are new to this, we love the G1, and they had a lot of iterations. So this year, this iteration is actually a little bit different. So what they did was they did a mixture of the old school and then think of the NBA, right? So if you did the A block and the B block, you got like let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. You got 8 spots filled in, and then you got the last 2 spots are going to be filled in like in the play-in, like the NBA. Like NBA playoffs, like the last 4 seeds play in to try to figure out if they're going to even make it. And honestly, I wish they had this years ago because nothing makes my heart flutter more than to see Yoshihashi have to actually earn his ass that way into the G1 instead of just getting an automatic spot. Granted, it's going to be against Chase Owens, and and don't get me wrong, Chase Owens at points can be bland because, it's a gaijin in Japan, but I never will be rooting for anyone so hard in my life than for Chase Owens when he's facing Yoshihashi. It will be CM Punk Money in the Bank 2011 levels when Chase Owens fights. And it's on Independence Day, he better win. For America, he better win.
Even though he's wrestling in Japan.
Don't give a fuck. 4th of July, just 4th of July everywhere.
Talking, I believe last year, and we didn't really talk much about last year because I wasn't watching the G1, I was watching the Olympics, so.
I know, and I was the only one in the G1, man. What the?
Yeah. But I'm fully available this year, so we could talk, fully about the G1.
Oh, you might as well get that soundboard. Today I got time, cuz.
We're back to 20 entrants, 2 blocks, the traditional round-robin tournament that we all came to know and love.
Yes.
I'm personally a big fan of it. I did not like the C and the D blocks. I felt like it kind of muddled things up, and you didn't necessarily get all of the dream matches or the matches you won't necessarily see in a traditional New Japan show. When it came to the extra 2 blocks, you know what I mean?
Well, the one thing I liked about the separation of blocks, it made the matches mean more to qualify. Although, you can make the argument they ain't got that many stars if you carry a block now, so they're gonna have to do it the old way. Like, bring this shit back because we got to make some stars. But then again, when you look at like everybody who's together, it's rather interesting, some of the matchups.
Right. I'll say this. As of right now, there isn't any standout. There's nobody that made me pop or say, oh, they're in the G1. You know what I mean?
Well, no shit. This is the most homegrown G1 I've ever seen in my life. You can't have a surprise interest. Jeff Cobb's in WWE. Motherfucker literally left a month ago. It's just like, fuck it, we out. And then you don't have the only person I thought would have been in, and they're not. I mean, we might as well get into it. Let's just go ahead and name the blocks, because at this point, I'm kind of disappointed he didn't get in, and I don't know if it's because he's hurt or whatever the case may be.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah. King Time Bomb.
I think he's still considered a junior, because wasn't he in Best of Super Juniors?
They had juniors in that shit. Well, Ospreay was in there as a junior.
Oh, that's true.
They put El Phantasmo's in this bitch. Like, come on, bro.
But I mean, he's a heavyweight now. He did graduate, I'd say.
What'd you graduate? Eating a couple of steaks? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, basically, you go to the local all-you-can-eat buffet.
you go to the Japanese steakhouse, the famous one.
Yeah, Oriba.
And then just have a couple Haribo, and then just get a couple steaks and be like, yeah, I'm good now.
Right. All right, let's get into it. A block. IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Hiroki Goto. I mean, it's no surprise that the New Japan World Champion is, obviously in the tournament. Makes perfect sense. And obviously the G and G1 stand for Goto. So, yeah, even more added to that. Is he going to win? Probably not. But
fuck no.
Yeah. What were your thoughts, Kaliko?
I mean, he's a champion. I think the last time the champion won was Okada?
No, not even Okada's done that. I think it was.
Yeah, he has.
I think it was either. What the fuck is his name? Blue Justice. Nagata. It was either Nagata or somebody else. I can't remember their name. But it's been a hot minute since somebody's won. Like over 20 years. At least 10 years. It's been a while.
No, it was Okada. 2021.
He wasn't champion in one. I mean, he won the G1, but he wasn't champion.
He was the champion.
Kota Ibushi was the champion in 2021. No, Shingo. Shingo was the champion in 2021.
Shingo? No.
Yeah.
Hey, fuck it. Well, at this point, whatever. But they could run that as a IWGP champion running the table.
Do you think that they would give Goto that honor? I don't think so. And he hasn't, like, I'm not saying he's a bad champion, but he hasn't been a dominant champion. I mean, we're not looking like at O'Connor's level, boss level here.
Yeah, I mean, there will never be another O'Connor's. I mean, because that guy, he eliminated the Block in like 5 matches. That was ridiculous.
Until a Galactus comes around.
And look how far he fell. Anyways, Goto, he could be a semifinalist for the Block. I don't think he'll win the Block, but he could be in a semis. But depending on the other groups.
He's going to have a good performance, and he's going to be protected. He'll drop maybe 2 matches, and maybe one other match where things get clusterfuckery, and he kind of gets screwed over. That will cost him the Block.
Well, this is interesting because keep in mind, unlike any other ones, if he loses, it means title shot. So it's not even. So it's gonna make somebody's G1 to beat him. And the question is, in this group, as we go through the other group, who do you think is gonna beat him? I don't think he's dominant. So like you said, he's a beatable champ. It's just a matter. I'm looking at one person who could beat him and get a title shot.
I mean, he's as beatable as JC Jane is right now.
How dare you? Don't be doing JC like that.
No disrespect to JC. I love JC as well.
JC about to run through that division, and y'all don't even know it. She about to honky tonk woman that division, and y'all don't even know it.
Listen, I popped when she put Blake Monroe to the table, so I'm a JC fan as well.
She's gonna be the longest hot take, longest reigning NXT champion.
I won't go that far, but she's definitely gonna hold it for a minute. But back to the G1.
Back to G1. God damn it.
The second entrant in A block is Boltin Oleg, current Never Openweight champion. Like maybe like a year ago, a couple of years ago, he was a young lion. Obviously, he's graduated since then. He has a crazy ass hat that he wears. He's a big motherfucker as well. And I mean, if you saw the match he had with Take a Shit, like he rocked that son of a bitch, like you would not believe. Like it was genuinely shocking that they made him look so strong. I don't know if he's going to look as strong, but I think he's maybe at least middle of the pack, I'd say.
I'm looking bottom, bro. But it depends on the play-in, so we got to figure out who's going to be the qualifiers. But luckily, we ain't got to worry about Yoshihashi making it. But let's keep going.
Oh, no opinions on Boltin Oleg?
Honestly, it's his second one, so I mean, usually the first one you get your ass broken. So that ass Juice got that ass toe up. But yeah, usually get your ass whooped the first one or the first couple, and before you find your groove. So I could see him as a champion being semi-protected, but there's always usually a champion that loses a couple. And
tell that to
the
Juice
fact
Robinson.
that he's never...
Juice Robinson is saying motherfucker right now.
I mean, but my point is that Goto's not going to lose more than one or two.
Right.
Because keep in mind, all champions that lose, it implicates a title defense.
But
so the question is...
Unfortunately, that doesn't mean that whoever he loses to is going to want a title match. I mean, case in point, Juice Robinson, he literally lost all his G1 matches. And who, out of all those people that he lost to, who got the title match? Cody Rhodes, who wasn't even in the G1. You know what I mean?
Juice was the champion in the G1?
He was United States champion.
Wait a minute. I'm talking about the first time he was in the G1. The first time in the G1, he got his ass lit the fuck up.
I think his ass got lit up every time he was in the G1. Like, maybe, like, the last two that he was in, he, like, maybe did better than he would normally do, but the one
I don't recall him being the champion in the G1, though.
Yeah, he was the United States.
That is... Oh... No. There it was. Juice was trying to get to Moxley because Moxley was the champion then.
That was the year after. I think I'm talking about
2019.
I'm talking about 2018.
2018, he was the champion? Oh, wow.
Yes. Who did John Moxley beat for the United States champion? Juice Robinson.
Oh, man. I thought I just remember he got his ass, like, Sonata Slaughter was an understatement.
Yeah,
compared to what the fuck Juice with.
All his G1s blend in together because they're all very similar to each other.
Pretty much his record, man. At least Sonata got one. Well, he didn't even get one. But at least Sonata got to the finals. Juice wasn't sniffing shit.
Yeah.
Juice was... Yoshihashi got a better record.
Then we have.
But still,
yeah.
but I think if he loses a couple, I could see Finn lays in this block. I could see him being the motherfucker that goes for it.
We will see about that.
But continue with the third person.
Yuya Uemura, a part of just three guys. I want to say
it's his second one too.
What?
It's his second one too, so it's.
I remember he did well in the G1.
He did okay.
Yeah. Not the best, not the worst. But
Millipack.
I wanna.
He's a Millipack guy.
Yeah. I feel like if they was gonna go with him, they would have gone with him already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see him. See, you just don't know because as you get to the other people, these are the younglings. It's a lot of mix of younglings with this G1. Like other than, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 in that block that has more than 10 G1s. So it's kind of like an old versus young. And that's not even including the play-in.
Right. Which has yet to be decided.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Yota Tsuji, just coming off of losing the international, like the Gaijin belt.
The Gaijin belt, that's what we call it, the Gaijin belt.
I do wonder if he did lose that belt to be kind of primed to be in a good spot in the G1.
I mean, J-Kid cashed in on him, so
I'm gonna call it. Yota Tsuji, he's gonna at least make it to the semis.
I think he'll make the finals.
I would make an argument that he could win the whole G1 this year.
It's on this roster, yeah.
The people are behind him. He's over. He's been in the semi-main event for a hot minute at this point. You know, obviously they gave him the international championship to see if how he carries himself.
The Gaijin belt.
Yeah. So I think that if it was anybody's G1 to lose, it would probably be Yota because he's in that position to be that guy for this G1. I'm thinking. What are your thoughts?
It'll tell when he fights Goto. That'll be the experiment. Because eventually he's going to have to face Goto. I'll put it this way. 2 people. It'll be 2 people that'll be his litmus test. And not in a wrestling sense, but as in are you going to be the guy to carry the torch? Goto, Tanahashi.
That's right, because Tanahashi's in the block as well. I kind of feel like he's wrestled and beat both of those guys already. I don't.
Well, this is the first time him wrestling it with the expectation of, or the popularity that he has now.
I got you.
Like the pressure of, are you going to be the guy?
And I think that he is the guy in this tournament. Is he going to beat Goto? I don't know, but I mean, it would make a good story if he lost to Goto won the G1, and then, I mean, I don't know if Goto is going to be champion by the Tokyo Dome, or
Wrestle Kingdom.
But if it does comes to that, it's a good little story to say you beat me in the G1, now I'm getting my rematch.
Nah, if he beats Goto, he ain't winning the G1.
I agree with that.
So he would have to, at best, draw. At best, draw, or at best, lose, at worst, draw.
Yeah, I agree with that. Alright, we got David Finlay. I think that he'll be a strong performance, but the only reason that he's in this tournament is to get that ass on Evil, because Evil fucked him up in Dominion.
Oh yeah.
Carried him out on a stretcher. So that's why he's in this G1 is that match against Evil. And
Him and Evil.
when that match happens, that's gonna be his G1.
That's gonna be some furniture moving. That's his G1 championship.
You know, that actually might cost him the G1, because that whole match could get drawn out, and you only get 1 point when you tie. So that could ultimately cost him his G1, which he might actually be okay with.
That might fucking make him. He might take Evil out along with him. So.
Very true. Depending on where these matches hit, when they lie.
When they hit.
Because, like, if this is on, like, the last day, then, you know, it's going to be a high-profile match. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is true.
Your thoughts on David Finlay? Or do you want to go to the next one?
He ain't winning because Sabre Jr. won last year. They ain't going back to back, guys. So come on, man.
Yeah, okay.
Like we only put a Gaijin over every 6 years. So sorry, brother.
That brings us to the guy we just talked about, Evil. He will get a W on he'll get a W on Hiroki Goto. He'll probably challenge him on at a King of Pro Wrestling. He'll get his ass beat by David Finlay, and that's his G1. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you go fuck someone over, you got to get the payoff. You got to make it worth it for him to do that. I mean, what's the worth it for him doing that?
Well, I mean, they're going with House of Torture right now. House of Torture, like, they reamped it because, and, I mean, they wouldn't have brought Bad Luck Fale into it if they didn't see this going somewhere. Like, they added 3 new members in a matter of 24 hours. In 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you don't do that when you're not trying to go with somebody. So, yeah, I definitely think he's going to take a W on Goto. Obviously, there's going to be clusterfuckery involved, but that's to be expected in Evil's matches, no?
True. Could be. Yeah. I get you.
Any last thoughts on Evil?
Nah, he'll be okay. I mean, but he's the vet, so that's where it's also, you know. So, I mean, I expect some vets to start off hot and jump down. And some start off bad and make it. I think he'll be an even keel. Because you can kind of see it to where he's always trying. Because I could see this angle where Finlay's just going after Evil every match he has. And it causes Evil to have to watch his back to where he can't really focus.
That's a possibility.
So he'll win a couple, he'll lose a couple. He'll win some that he shouldn't win, he'll lose some that he should have won. And, you know. But he'll be the even keel.
Well, that brings us to the person that's going to lose all of his matches, Sanada.
What?
Yep.
It's interesting with him because I've never seen someone get the chip and be so, that he joins another group and now it's like,
No,
you know, so it.
No. Kalika, think of it this way. He betrayed, I don't even want to say he betrayed LIJ to go to Just Five Guys. He betrayed Just Five Guys to be in part of Bullet Club. And he
There we go.
betrayed Bullet Club to be a part of House of Torture. Who is the leader of House of Torture? The guy that was on top of him.
The guy that was with him.
Evil.
That they were tag champions together. I mean, it all came home. It all just came.
Yep. How does that make sense?
It all came home. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't. His story arc, yeah, it doesn't. I don't know what to make of him now. You know, like he's floating. It feels like he's floating.
You didn't watch Dominion, right?
I didn't get to, but I'll catch the replay. But
well, if you do me a favor, if you don't do anything else when it comes to that paid preview, watch Sonata's. I think it's either the first or the second match. Sonata's entrance with House of Torture. Look at his outfit, and then you text message me and you tell me how far Sonata has gone.
I mean, it got to be better than what he was doing with Five Guys.
It wasn't. Imagine worse.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh,
so much
Lord.
worse.
Oh Lord.
If you thought that was as worse as Sonata could be, Sonata is like, hold my beer, bitch. Because it got dramatically worse. But we'll put that conversation on hold.
So the House of Torture, he was the mole.
What do you mean?
For House of Torture.
The mole?
It's weird. So he's going back. It's just weird. So he helped. So the War Dogs / Bullet Club wins. Torture has to leave. I personally, once the Bullet Club had like the Elite and then the Firing Squad and the fucking House of Torture and the War, bro, it became the Jack in the Box of fucking factions, yo. It was just like everybody got then they had like Bullet Club America, Bullet Club International, Bullet Club the South, I'm like, bro.
Bullet Club Gold, Bullet Club TNA.
Bullet Club Gold, Bullet Gold TNA. I mean, God damn.
I understand the Jack in the Box reference, but could you please explain it for people that don't live in California?
I mean, there's Jack in the Box in Tennessee. Jack in the Box is in the South. How dare you? But for those who don't know, Jack in the Box is basically a restaurant. They have everything. They're good at everything, but they are a master at nothing. they get that is the only spot where you can get egg rolls, tacos, and a burger at the same goddamn time.
Yes, that is
Just
correct.
saying. And breakfast, because they serve. I will give them that. They serve breakfast all day, so I can't shit on them that much. But,
And I will
but
say
when they
that
get,
their breakfast is second to none as well. They have a solid
I know.
breakfast.
If they quit fucking with me with them French toast sticks and just keep them on the fucking menu instead of bringing them out like the McRib, we might be in business. You don't know, I cuss motherfuckers out when they tell me they ain't got the French toast sticks. I clean cuss their ass out. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Okay. So
Be like,
Sonata.
ultimate breakfast sandwich is the 4-piece French toast sticks. We're out of French toast sticks. Motherfucker, what the fuck you ain't got? You don't sell them anymore. You need to fucking sell them, bitch. But anyways, Sonata. Oh, he might be a buffer for Finlay. So for Evil to keep Finlay from getting to him. That's the only role I see in this.
His ass is getting owned. He ain't winning any matches. He's going to get
He's
slaughtered.
gonna. No, he's gotta be at least Yura. And well, we'll get to the play-in when we get there.
I mean,
But
he'll win. I could see him maybe beating Tanahashi and like literally nobody else on this card.
what? I mean, well, we'll see. Keep going. We'll keep.
And that brings us to the last person that is actually announced, and
Guaranteed, yeah.
the president of New Japan, the Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. He's there for the gimmick. He's there for looks. It's his last G1. He'll get a couple of
What
wins.
if he wins it? What if he pulls a Cena? What if he pulls a Cena?
I don't think he's gonna pull a Cena.
No, I'm not saying like turn heel, but win the bitch. What if he pulls it and actually wins the bitch?
He would have pretty big balls if he actually did that. And
he know y'all, bruh.
I mean, if his New Japan record, his G1 record shows anything, I mean, he's not against doing the job. He's there for people to take pictures of him, say they got to see him in his last G1. He'll do decently. Like, I could see him winning against Evil if, there's maybe like some clusterfuckery that he actually takes, advantage of. He'll beat Broden Oleg. You could do, well, actually, he beat Yuya, at Dominion, so, Yuya could get his comeuppance against, Tana this time around. I already said Sonata's gonna beat him, so I can't go back on that. But if Finley doesn't have his eye on the ball, Tana could take advantage of that. So, I mean, no matches on. I don't want to say no matches unwinnable except for maybe Goto at this point, but I don't see him winning all of his matches for sure. He's still a very beatable person, and at the end of the day as
well. Okay. I mean, I could see him fucking pulling that shit. I know y'all, bro. I'm winning.
Alright, let's go into the play-ins. The first play-in is, Taichi versus Callum Newman. Taichi just won the tag team championships, and I feel like he has to be in the G1 at this point, no? Or do you think they're gonna go with this bland piece of toast of a human being?
I would think that Taichi would get in. Because as we get to naming these, usually we have that one block that feels like the death block. And Taichi winning it would make it feel more, because Taichi's solid. And he's got the people behind him. So, he's earned their respect. So,
and the thing about Taichi is that he's sneaky. He could pull out a ghetto clutch and literally beat anybody.
Yes, he can. And that's the other part. Like, when Taichi's at his best, he can beat anybody. The question is, will he, considering that he just got the tag titles, with Ishii of all people.
I have to make sure that I wasn't smoking crack when I watched that match.
Or La Fresca wasn't next to you?
Yeah. But you're basically saying Taichi is Naito with and without the t-shirt, right?
With the shortest trunks in the game.
No, I mean the t-shirt. You said big game Naito doesn't wear a short. Naito with a short is phoning it in.
Yes, that is true. Depending on how they dress. Because keep in mind, they do those damn, they do what the hell is it? Those tag matches in between. So,
right. So, but we're kind of in agreement that this is going to be Taichi, right?
It has to be Taichi.
Okay.
Or at least that's what I would.
Yeah, I agree. The next, when it comes to the G1, I don't think that he's going to get many wins, but, he's the Joker card. If you catch him if you're on your bad day, he'll beat you.
Yes.
Alright.
That sounds actually alright.
The next match to determine the A block play-in is Rio Iwa versus Don Fale. Bad Luck Fale is now a Don Fale. Who wins, Kaliko? Who's going to the G1?
Who's going to the G1? Honestly, I could see Fale winning. And this basically is David Finlay trying to pop revenge on every last one. Seriously. That would make sense why he could. That would make more sense of why Finlay would lose more matches because he's more hell-bent on revenge on each person than actually winning the match itself. So, with that being said, I want Fale to win just for that angle alone.
And you know what I say about this match, Kaliko? Bad Luck Fale did not fly all the way to Japan, get a hotel room, get a cab to the venue, spend 2 weeks in Japan for no fucking reason other than he wanted to enjoy the culture, just to lose to Rio Iwa and not be in the G1. And he also didn't change his name and dyed his beard either. So, fuck that. And the words of Bad Luck Fale, fuck that guy. Fale's gonna win.
I mean, Fale needs to. Talk about a motherfucker on a milk carton.
Right. I mean, he's been wrestling. He's been wrestling in New Zealand. He has a dojo in New Zealand, so he's been doing that instead. But he got that call from Evil, coming back, doing evil shit with Evil. So yeah, is he going to win matches in the G1? Probably not. I could see him losing. You know, I don't even want to say he's going to lose at half these matches. I'm going to say that he gets himself disqualified because it's not. That's something he's done before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, we'll see. We will see what they do.
It's a good little character arc for Iowa to say, oh, I wasn't able to get into the G1, and maybe he has a strong showing next year as well. So, you know.
That could be the case. Like, I almost got in, and I couldn't make it next year. I shocked the world or something. Yeah, I could see that. You know, a little lesson learned.
Right.
Except for unless they do them like Juice, and then it's a wrap.
No, did him like Sonata. Because they did that.
No. Sonata got more respect in this G1 than Juice. Sonata was a finalist. Juice didn't even shit. They made him fuck up a fake a leg injury for a whole month. Get his ass tossed, bro. But he got Tony Storm, so I guess it was worth it.
Yeah, and she's timeless.
Hmm?
Alright, now that we're
G1, but I wanted life.
That's yeah, because nobody holds a pussy scented candle to Tony Storm, and that's something she's actually said in the promo. So don't cancel me. Okay, so
Who wins the block?
Who wins the block?
If history has it, the finalist that lost usually comes back and win it. So I would expect Suji because he was the finalist last year.
And I did.
It screams Suji to win the block at least.
Who would be a solid second?
The second?
Pick?
A solid second. Ooh, now that's tough.
Yeah.
A solid second. I'm guessing GOAT. I mean, usually the top. They usually have the semis, right? So,
I don't think there's gonna be semis. It's round robin. It's round robin.
No semis?
Yeah, it's round robin. You wrestle everybody once. If you lost them, too bad for you.
Oh yeah, top two. No, because I remember when Omega. No, never mind. You're right. Yeah, so Suji. If Suji don't win, it's Goto. It's either Suji or Goto. But Dark Horse, I'm looking at Tanahashi. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm 100% going with Suji. There's literally no other option in my eyes. Goto would be. I would like to say Goto would be a nice little, compilation, to say that he won. But if Okada didn't get to say that he won the G1 as champion, I can't imagine they're gonna let Goto do it. So I'm gonna say and this is a dark horse pick. This is a fuck it pick. I'm going with Evil. But that is like a long distance second
Piss in the wind.
Yeah. Long distance from Yota Tsuji.
Like long.
It's long, but it's not as
Okay.
long as
Yeah.
maybe the other ones in the field.
I mean, it's just as long.
I mean, Tsuji has them lapped when it comes to the potential of who's gonna win. But yeah. Alright. I think we're done with A block. So let's talk B block. We got El Phantasmo. I think he's the current New Japan TV champion, or New Japan World champion. Not of the world, the streaming service world.
The streaming, what, the social media champion or some shit?
More or less, basically, yes.
Ay.
I'd like to say that he does well, but I know that he's not. He's getting that guy Swallow.
Yeah, he, no. He, welcome to the stage, kid. Gotta take this ass whooping. Although, I mean, the other playing dude wins, he gonna get his ass whooped too. So.
Yeah, depending on who it is.
Yeah.
Soda Uno.
This one's interesting because it's like post LIJ, and that's with him and Takagi.
No, Soda.
Where is it?
Soda was an LIJ.
No, I said Takagi. Him and Takagi, like to see where their character goes from here, right?
Okay.
Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is his motivation in this G1, right?
Okay.
Especially with no LI, a now defunct LIJ. Between him and Takagi, I mean, Takagi just had a title shot. He came up short.
Right.
But this is another guy that they were looking at to be the future. So, I mean, I would think now would be the time to show that he was just more than, just a LIJ heir. Although,
But I mean, Soda was never a part of LIJ.
I thought he was.
No, he never was.
What?
Yoda Shuchi was LIJ. Maybe that's who you're
Yoda Suji. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So, Soda was...
See, both of the motherfuckers came at the same time, so that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Soda was the guy this time last year, and the people were like, fuck that, we don't want him. He's kind of taken a back seat since then. He really hasn't done anything impressive. I think he'll have a good showing, but I don't think the crowd is behind him enough for them to say, okay, well, it didn't work last year. This year's the charm, to get him actually over. You know what I mean?
Okay. So he needs another excursion, is what you're saying.
I think he just needs some more time cooking in the oven. He ain't done baking. Or he's gonna leave a bad taste in people's mouths.
I mean, they want him to be the Tanahashi heir.
Right. But...
So bad.
Yes.
So bad. Like, so bad they want him to do that. Like, goddamn, from the hair to everything. The mannerisms, it's just like,
I mean, I don't think this was his year. I think he'll do well. He'll get up there, but he's not gonna win. I'll say it this way: he'll start off rough, but he'll end solid.
I can see it. Okay.
All right. Then we have Shingo Takagi.
He just lost the title. So, will that give him motivation to dig deep? Right? Like, him coming up short, will that motivate him, or will it make him put him in this funk?
I don't know.
That's
I would say that he's if Ishii isn't in this tournament, he's that Ishii spot where he's not gonna win, but damn sure you're gonna earn your victory against him because he's gonna fuck you up, in order for you to win. I mean, he'll get
the Ishii role.
Yeah. So he'll get a couple wins, but he's not going to be in the finals, in my opinion.
No, I don't see it either. I don't see him in the finals. So yeah, you're on the same page here.
Yeah. Last year's winner, ZSJ, Zack Sabre Jr.
50-50 ain't getting it this year. We gave it to you last year, bro.
The 50-50 is not in his favor this year.
The 50% is not popping off this year. The 50, you can bet your ass. Nope.
You could say it's 100% instead of 50-50.
100% he goes 50-50 in this block. That sounds about right. Right? Yeah, that sounds good. Even record 5-5. Go from usually the winner or the reigning champion usually makes it to where someone beats him and makes the final. So he's got to be up there.
I was gonna agree with that. He has to be in there somewhere. They can't.
Top 2, 3.
Yeah. I mean, considering that this isn't a very deep B block that we've had in many years.
This B block is. If there was an anyone could win block, if there were any time we've ever said that, this block this year is it.
You could basically roll a dice or flip a coin, and yeah, could Zack Sabre Jr. Win the block? And then run it back between him and Yota Tsuji, just to kind of give Tsuji that redemption from last year. I could see that happening. So, if he doesn't win the block, he's definitely going to be right up there, because he's the darling Gaijin at the moment. He's the Kenny Omega's Gaijin spot. You know what I mean?
Pretty much. Yeah, except he doesn't speak Japanese.
He speaks a little bit Japanese.
A little bit, but he needs to be. Nah, he needs to be in the culture like Kenny was in the culture.
Okay, I don't think he's gonna be watching anime in order to get over.
I mean, hey, you gotta jump in there. I mean, hey, Kenny literally had to be of the people to even be the icon. So,
Right, true. Great
get your
O'Con.
shit together, honey. Great O'Con. He's usually okay. He's not like he doesn't do uberly great, but okay. He usually does okay, so I'll let him. I'll give him an okay. He's alright. He'll be alright.
You give him an alright?
Yeah, he ain't gonna. I mean, based on the people in the block, he'll be above average.
If he wins 2 matches, I'd be shocked.
Oh, he's gonna win 2 matches.
I don't know about that.
I can tell you who he gonna beat.
Okay, who is he gonna beat?
El Phantasmo. And the winner of the Chase Owens Yoshihashi match.
Okay, so that's 2 matches. Who could he get a W?
That's what I said.
But that's what I said. He'll win 2 I'll be surprised if he wins at least 2 matches.
But he's gonna. You said if you'll be surprised. I'm not gonna be surprised because that's 2 in the books.
I gave him 2 matches.
He got 2 off rip, and he could beat Shota.
Right, I wouldn't go that far. He definitely.
Okay.
No.
All right. Don't play. I'm telling you. All right.
Now we got the new Gaijin champion of the Gaijins, Gabe Kidd.
Congratulations, you won your title. You ain't winning this G1. That's essentially what they did.
Yeah, basically.
Like, oh, you got the belt. Congratulations. You ain't winning this G1, bro. Just sit this one out. just go ahead. It's like, we're going to need you to log off the internet for the day where you get caught. Hit the library. That's pretty much what Gabe Kidd's going to be.
You know, usually I would say, you know, at least he would probably have, like, at least a strong showing because he's holding one of the championships. But that's the same championship that Juice Robinson held. So he could basically lose every other match, in all honesty.
He won't. Although he could lose to Great O'Con. I mean...
He's definitely not losing to Great O'Con. I mean, the matches that I could see him losing are Shota, was Zach, Shota, possibly Shingo, and possibly Taketsuka. The rest would be kind of either winnable or should be winnable matches for him.
Alright. We'll see. Well, depends on, the play-ins. Those are factors, but we'll see.
Right. That brings us to the next one, representing House of Torture, Len Narita.
I guess House of Torture just taking over this Jew. I think they got the most group. They got the most people in the G1.
Because there's no more groups in New Japan, unfortunately.
I mean, look, factions, chaos is gone.
Yeah. But we have
Oh my god!
Evil,
See, that's
Evil,
what I hate about this, because because all the factions, it felt like the World Cup shit, like representing Suzuki Gun.
Right. I mean,
Representing Chaos. Hiroki Goto.
well, I mean, right now, House of Torture holds the most participants. Evil, Sonata, and Ren Narita all represent House of Torture. Bullet Club World Dogs is represented by Finley, and Gabe Kidd is like loosely associated now because he's a part of the Death Riders, apparently.
Yeah, the whole AEW thing. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Plus, he won the G1, so yeah, that ain't happening. Well, who was the last person that won the G1 and that's about Berto Del Rio shit. Like, you win the G1 and the fucking New Japan Cup
Right.
in the same year. Boy.
Only did Sexy Virginia do that?
To win the G1 and I mean,
I know Zack.
I
know Zack won the New Japan Cup twice, but I don't remember if it was the same year that he won the G1.
Man, that's a good question. Yeah, nobody has ever won it in the same year.
Yeah. But yeah.
It was Suji was close.
Suji's always close.
No, Suji won the New Japan Cup last year and then lost the finals of the G1 that same year. So
yeah.
He had a shot.
That's right.
I
don't see Ren Narita doing well.
yeah, that shit ain't. Gabe Kidd ain't doing that shit. Ren Narita, yeah, nah, he's just chilling. Not even.
Yeah, he'll maybe fuck some people's brackets up here and there, but he's not going to.
He'll be a point buster. Yeah, he'll be a point buster, but yeah, nah.
Called Kotsuka Take Shida.
Now, he's interesting because he's the guy that does both New Japan and AEW kind of foolish time-ish. So I don't think that they would be dragging his ass on the airplane every goddamn 2 weeks to just be taking ass whoopings like this. So I expect him to be top 4, top 5 in points. He's a solid guy. And he's shown he can do it. Flying over there, whooping the ass, and then flying back and whooping the ass, and then flying over there and whooping the ass. So he's used to the schedule.
Yeah.
Fly out on a Sunday, come back on a Wednesday, then go right back on Friday.
I don't think that he's going. I think he's going to be staying in Japan for the duration of the New Japan.
I mean, if they needed him, he would do it. That's what I'm saying. He's capable.
That I could agree on. I personally don't see him getting too high on the totem pole. I say that he goes middle of the group, maybe on the high end of the middle, but middle.
I say bottom top, like top 4, top 3. He could easily be top 3 in this class. He could be top 3.
I say maybe top 5 or 6. 5.
What?
Yeah.
Who the fuck you got him losing?
Soda, Zack.
Ooh. Zack, yes.
Shingo. And
Ty.
Gabe.
Ty.
No.
I see them tie because they're they're loose. I mean, they're not loosely associated, but there's a lot of loosely associations in AEW that pops off. So it got those.
Alright, the that's who's in that's confirmed for the G1. So it's time to see who will be in the play-ins. We have Tomohiro Ishii versus Drilla Maloney in the first match.
Ishii next.
Really? Just like that?
Yes. If Taichi is in, Ishii is in. The tag champs are in.
Okay, well, the only reason I would play devil's advocate here is there's only one person representing Bullet Club, and the other one is loosely associated with Bullet Club at this point. That's Gabe Kidd. So you need at least like two people and two different brackets for representing the same faction. I mean, that's just like tradition goes wise. And I mean, I want to say that Bullet Club is still a heel faction, so I mean, it's not like they couldn't fuck, Ishii over. And also keep in mind, Ishii is 49 years old. So, I could imagine
What the fuck they got that? These are 49-year-old tag team champions, sir. Don't you dare. Put some respect on his name.
49 tag team champion, but, not as agile as he was as a singles competitor. So I could see that he could maybe want to say, I give the hard out role to Kage, and deal me out of this one. You know what I mean? I'll take the month off. Or I'll take,
God, he ain't taking it.
well, I'll take with Taichi in the tag matches, the preview matches.
Alright, we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it would definitely not surprise me if Ishii was in it, but I think that
He's got to be in it. He's got to be the tough hand. That fucking.
But that role would go to Takage this time around. So I mean, it's not like the role.
You can have the old and the new. Shit, you can have old and the new.
Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if Ishii was in it. I mean, he's been in a lot of them, so yeah. But if it came down to it, I wouldn't be surprised if Maloney didn't win either.
He did 50-11 of them.
Alright. And the last match to determine the B block play-in for to be determined in the G1 Cllimax, we have Chase Owens versus Yoshihashi.
Okay, listen. Chase Owens, this is your prep talk. You got one job. One motherfucking job. On the 4th of July, mind you, nonetheless, you have to not only make Wrestling with E proud, you not only have to make America proud, you gotta make everyone that don't like Yoshihashi proud by putting a foot in his ass to make sure he is not in this tournament. Do you understand me? Understand the assignment, the gravitas that is happening right now. This is your G1, just to get in the G1. You better wrestle like the red dude, motherfucker, and beat the brakes off of Yoshihashi just so you can go 0-10 in the B block. But you will be undefeated in our hearts because you beat Yoshihashi. Do you understand? Just do us that one solid, man. Let's get to it.
And how would you like to end um that pep talk?
Fuck Yoshihashi. He'd be uninterested in this.
And that will conclude our coverage of the New Japan G1 Climax 35. We'll probably be checking back in and updating you on G1 news, previews, reviews. We'll do on the whole shebang.
Although, I must say, there are some heavy omissions in this year's G1.
Like?
Number one, Toro Yano.
Ooh, yeah. He used to play the Joker role.
Toro Yano, which, I mean, that just hurts. He was always the dude because he was always the dude. It was last year he started off like undefeated. He could have like won the bitch.
Yeah.
It was like one year he literally was in first place, and we were like, "What the fuck?" 2019, he was in first place. We were like, "What the fuck is going?"
And John Moxley was in that block.
Yes. I'm just saying, that was one that is a big omission. The other one is, I think, probably the guy that should be popular, Hiromu Takahashi. I think he should be in this.
I agree with that.
Seriously, that was one guy that I don't know how in the fuck you missed him in this, especially when you have Naito gone, and the closest person to get to Naito would be, or to be to Naito would be Takahashi, and you could have had him in the B block with the Takahashi Tsuji final, literally an LIJ final. But
that would have been something. Unfortunately, LIJ is defunct at this point, but
I mean, it's defunct, but it's like for basically a Naito invitational final.
Right.
But those two are two big omissions I see in this what the hell I call it? In this what the hell?
G1.
In this bracket. In this G1. Those two alone. And then thirdly, I mean Kushida.
Kushida's a junior.
Man, that never stopped them from bringing juniors in.
But they don't like Kushida.
Kenta?
Oh yeah, Kenta. I don't think Kenta wants to be there anymore. I mean, they've done Kenta.
Kenta's already like, fuck it. Kenta's already like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like,
yeah, more or less.
What? I ain't beat. But I'm just saying, they usually put juniors in there. So, like, El Desperado could have been in there.
He definitely could.
Dookie's not in there. Show, Rowe. These are people that I'm thinking that are like, you don't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it. For sure.
Those are ones that are like mad missing that even Dick to go. I mean, but I mean, I get it. Hanare, he was in it last year.
Isn't he injured?
Probably, but I'm just going off, and of course, Moxley ain't gonna be in that bitch because they ain't trusted any new AEW cats that ain't Gaijins.
Right.
Yes, I mean, you had people in there that they got people that are missing. You know what I mean? That should have. What about Taiji Ishimori? Is he still a lightweight?
Yeah. You're talking about the muscular chihuahua.
Yes.
Yeah, he's lightweight. Junior.
So there you go. So I mean, but yeah, the biggest ones to me: Yo, Show, Hiromu, Toro. Those, yeah. So Kenta, like shit. Those were people that easily, unless Kenta's not there anymore. But who knows?
Could be a very good possibility.
But yeah, those were the biggest omissions.
That being said, who wins the B block?
I mean, the B block seems to be like the whatever block. So to me, there's nothing in this block that tells me Zack Sabre Jr. won't repeat.
True.
I could see, honestly, if we agree Sushi's winning Block A, so Block B, he's either going against Zack Sabre Jr., Gabe Kidd, or Gabe Kidd. I can't. Or Shingo. Those are the three that pop out that would make more sense and have more weight to the story, but...
My main pick to win B block would be ZSJ. My second pick would be Sota Uno. And my very long shot call would be Gabe Kidd for the third. And that's like a real big, iffy one for sure.
See, I would go Zack Sabre, Shingo back up, Dark Horse, take shit up.
Alright, and we're both in unison that Suji is winning the whole damn thing, right?
I mean, at this point, I think he's, it's his to lose at this point. Given this roster, fuck, bro. Have you seen that roster? Woo.
Yeah.
He stands out like a sore thumb to win this bitch.
You're not wrong.
To be quite honest.
Right.
So I mean, they get the work show, Suji. They expected you to be the man.
That will legitimately end our coverage of the G1 Cllimax 35. I mean it this time. We will see. We'll definitely be covering more of it as the weeks progress. Preview, review. See how horribly wrong we was when it came to our predictions. Which is...
I don't think we're wrong, so shit, we ain't gonna be that off.
I mean, we've been really off in other years. I mean, case in point, Juice Robinson.
None of us put Juice winning that bitch. What are you talking about?
We didn't have him winning, but we had him at least having a strong showing because he had a title, and that was definitely not the actual case.
But he beat the motherfucker. I mean, the next year he beat the motherfucker that we told him that he was going to beat.
We only had him winning one match, and he delivered.
And that was the one. Shit.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens next. But that will conclude our coverage of the New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Cllimax 35. And we are wrestling with WWE Night of Champions. Takes place in Rihanna, Saudi Arabia, at the...
Rihanna? Where's they stop rocking?
Yeah, at the Kingdom Arena. The arena owned by Mike
The
Kanellis
Saudis.
and uh, Mike Kanellis and Matt Taven. So good that they're doing well in Saudi because God knows we haven't seen them on AEW TV.
Oh
Um,
Lord.
the tagline is "One Last Time." That's been the tagline of literally every single pay-per-view this year. But I digress. Um,
Yes.
Another 5-match card. Nothing new. I'd say that is maybe more solid of a card than we've had in most recently. It should be interesting. What say you, Kaliko?
I mean, I just look forward to it because these are the pay-per-views where I can wake up and have a mimosa while watching at the same time.
And I could just
I
watch.
mean, not saying I can, you know.
And I just watch it.
Continue, sir.
I just watch it when I'm available. So like at a decent hour, like 8 p.m. Because it's on demand. I don't have to wait until it. I don't have to watch it in the afternoon live or um, wait for it to come back on demand. Wait that hour for it to go through. Just watch the 8 o'clock. Don't worry about it because I know that it's gonna be there. So yeah. Um, Solid matches. Let's get into it. United States Championship match. Jacob Fuck You versus Solo Coca-Cola. Who wins?
Ooh, this one's interesting. And it's only interesting because, I mean, Solo has been popping work, bro. Solo has been putting in work. I don't know if they just said, hey, go be yourself, and he understood the assignment, but, or they were just like, because I've never seen someone who went from he's dull as fuck to he's the funniest motherfucker on that roster.
I think he knew that he was in jeopardy of getting cut, so he put on that Solo charm that we're seeing right now.
But whatever it is, it's working. But that being said, Fatu beating that ass. Although I don't. This has to go to SummerSlam.
I agree with that.
So if it wasn't for the title, I could see Solo winning. I think Solo wins, but it's gonna be DQ.
I'm gonna say, and first and foremost, yeah, Solo is like the most entertaining he's ever been in his career, and I kind of feel like WWE robbed us of this version of Solo during the Bloodline run. Like, if he was popping off like this and calling himself the Tribal Chief, he might have had a valid shot to actually be WWE champion. Like, I mean, he wasn't going to be Cody, but there would have been a,
More believable.
Maybe he could win it, but he ain't winning it. But back to this match. Fatu's gonna win the match, and they're gonna take this to SummerSlam, and Solo's gonna win the SummerSlam match. That's my prediction. I don't think Solo's gonna win this time around. You have to keep but too strong. And having him lose literally his first match in WWE, it wouldn't make sense to me to have it right here and right now. You want to do that on a bigger stage, and obviously SummerSlam's the bigger stage.
Right.
Alright, Intercontinental Championship match. Dominic Mysterio versus AJ Styles. Who wins?
Ooh. This is the only title that's keeping AJ from hitting. Did he already hit the Triple Crown? Oh, the Grand Slam?
I believe he triple crowned. He was WWE United States and Tag Team Champion.
Right, the Grand Slam. This is the only one he's missing, right?
I could not tell you. I want to say that he was Intercontinental Champion at one point during anywhere between 2017 and 2019. I don't.
He was 2020, so never mind. Dominic winning. However, it's going to further that story of Dominic not having his eye on the ball. I mean, maybe with Liv being injured, it could help him focus. But right now he seems like the leader that's too busy, or the leader that's not accustomed to being in the spotlight. Because when he was without the title, he had more time to focus on things and hook everyone else up. So now that he's hooked up, he's looking for everybody to hook him up, if that makes sense.
I think so.
Kind of like, how everybody was getting title shots because of him and
Yeah.
so on. So he's expecting that thing. Kind of like how when Damien was the champion and he kind of was like, I'm the leader, hook this up, take care of us so we could take care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's in that role, but the problem is he's so young and he's too busy trying to, because he's dealing with it on a front that Damien didn't, in the sense that he's trying to deal with A, being a champion, 2, temptation from Roxanne, and 3, Finn knifing him and he's not knowing it, right? So that's why he's gonna win. It's just a matter of how is that storyline going to progress to where, like, hey, you guys didn't help me out, and that can kind of further it down the line.
I feel like he needs something to hold on to in order for Balor to backstab him. I don't think he's going to backstab him at this event. So he's going to keep the title. Whenever they decide to pull the trigger, which is probably going to be SummerSlam, that's when things start to get wonky for Dom and Balor. But I think it's going to be status quo for the time being. So, Dom for the W. Alright, then we have the Women's Queen of the Ring tournament final. We have Asuka, and she'll be wrestling either Roxanne Perez or Jade Cargill.
Oh man, my guess is it's going to be Jade.
It just begs the question, is Naomi still obsessed with Jade? Because if she is, then she could cost her the match.
Nah, I think Jade wins King of the Ring. This sets up Jade Tiffy at SummerSlam. Then Naomi cashes in. Why would she fuck with her on that point? And you can fuck with her when she gets it.
Okay, so I could definitely get behind this being Jade Cargill versus Oscar 100%. Um, Jade beating Oscar, uh, that's where we have
It would ha-
some problems. Because I think that we would more likely see Oscar beat Jade.
Man, that Oscar facade is gone, bro. Like if this was 2018 Oscar steamrolls fucking Jay. Like it's not even close. Oscar 2025 coming off of ACL? Tear? It ain't happening, bro.
It doesn't change the fact
I
that
don't think
she's still fucking Oscar, in my opinion.
I mean
And
I'm not knocking that. Oscar is fucking I mean, when she was on that streak, I mean, I personally thought she should have beat Charlotte at 34. That's how high I was on Asuka, and I feel like that ever since then, it just threw her down the. It. I get why they did it because they didn't want her to seem uber dominant, but they needed someone who was uber dominant to offset fucking Charlotte, and so, but to me, I think it's reasonable for Asuka to lose to Jade, considering this is Asuka's third match since coming back. That's the only reason I'm giving it that benefit of the doubt.
okay, so this is why I would give it to Asuka over Jade. No, first and foremost, Jade doesn't need it. And Asuka doesn't need it either. But what does Asuka have? She won Money in the Bank. She won Money Royal Rumble. This is the last thing on her resume that she hasn't done. Is Queen of the Ring.
Right.
It's only been they've only had Queen of the Ring like what 3 years, so she'll be the third ever Queen of the Ring. It makes sense for the Empress to be Queen of the Ring. The second thing I would say is you get a title shot at SummerSlam, right? That would be a really organic and great way to have Io versus Asuka, the two biggest Japanese names in WWE, to have
And I can see that.
one of the most
I
killer
see
matches
that.
of all time. And I'm not even like exaggerating that. Like that could be like such a fucking banger at SummerSlam. I'm not, shitting on Jade. I'm not, discounting her. But we could. Well, I feel anyway that she's already on borrowed time. She's only gonna be there for so long. WWE.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that she's gonna.
You really think that? You really?
I do. I think once she starts getting more movie roles and Hollywood's looking at her, she's dipping out, and she's not gonna look back. Um, so that not a factor in anything. You could have Tiffy versus Cargill at SummerSlam. You just have a number one contenders match on SmackDown, and she wins it. Plain and simple. But I think Asuka. It's not that Asuka needs it; it's that Asuka deserves it, and that's what I.
Oh God! Now we deserve. Deserve now. We go with deserve.
Like I said, it's the only thing that she hasn't done. She's won Royal Rumble, she's won Money in the Bank, she deserves to win Queen of the Ring as well. She's still the Empress. She's still Asuka. But do you disagree?
Well, because the story, I mean, I get where you're trying to come from. It's the sense of okay, the potential of Asuka versus Io, which essentially damage control leftover hangover. I get it. I understand it. I just think that if they wanted Jade to lose, they would have had her lose by now.
You mean have Jade Cargill lose a match?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's no shame in losing to Asuka.
There is no shame in losing to Asuka. We can agree. We agree there. No shame in losing to Asuka. So either way, I will not be disappointed. I'm not gonna say that. It's not like if Asuka wins, I'm like, oh fuck Asuka.
Right.
I just and I can see your point because EO really doesn't have a person to dance with.
She has not defended the title in a month.
Well, I'm not even looking at that. I'm just thinking because of the fact that, look, we got Rhea being busy with everyone else because she's not in the title picture. Bianca's gone somewhere. Alexa's on SmackDown, so that's why she didn't.
Right. Stephanie's
So,
still faking.
Stephanie, well, I think Stephanie and Rhea are going to tag. But if I see it, I think they're going to tag. So Roxanne's still green. So I get it. There's no new dance partner there's no dance partner where you feel like EO is in jeopardy because she's already faced Rhea twice. She already beat Bianca. Liv would have been next because she's a tag champion. Do you believe Raquel could injured? Raquel, you could see that happening, but if it was Raquel NXT, might have been a different story. Yeah, so I could see it. I see it. I just think Naomi would have to cost it huge. And then Naomi would have to fuck her over royally. And then she comes back and wins becomes a contender, wins it at SummerSlam, loses wins it at SummerSlam, gets cashed in.
Yeah. There's routes for both of these girls to get to SummerSlam. It's just, some are...
How you get there.
Yeah. Alright, so you're Jade Cargill, I'm Asuka.
I mean, might as well but I'm not anti-Asuka.
And I'm not anti-Jade.
If she wins it, honestly, it just feels like whoever wins this, we're not going to be disappointed.
I agree with that.
How about that?
Alright, King of the Ring tournament match, the finals. Winner will receive a world title shot at SummerSlam. We got Randy Orton fighting either Cody Rhodes or Jey Uso.
This screams Cody?
For the title match or to fight Randy Orton?
To fight Randy Orton, because why the hell would Jey Uso fight Randy Orton?
Because he's in the tournament.
No. The story. That's what I'm saying. Randy and Cody has yet to touch each other since they got back.
And I could make the argument that this is the best reason not to have them touch each other in the tournament.
Oh, God. Well, I'm going to... Spoiler alert. Jey Uso was already advertised for a World Heavyweight title shot on SmackDown in a street fight, so he ain't winning that bitch. just throwing it out there, sir. You could blame Ticketmaster for that shit.
Okay, could you elaborate on this?
What do you mean elaborate? There's no more to elaborate.
Well, what? Jey Uso's getting a street fight championship match, and Ticketmaster told you where, when, how?
In Nashville. July 11th, Nashville.
Him versus Gunther in a street fight.
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, he could wrestle Gunther in Nashville. It's a live event, right?
It's SmackDown, sir.
And obviously John Cena's not available.
Jey Uso versus Gunther in a street fight for the World Heavyweight Championship at SmackDown. Blame Bridgestone Arena, because that's where they're going to be. So you got...
That literally means nothing. We have...
That means everything. Why the hell would your King of the Ring be fighting for a title?
Because it's a live
Gunther
event, and they want to sell tickets.
It's SmackDown, sir. What the hell are you talking about? It's not a house show. It is SmackDown. One, it's SmackDown. Two, what title match Gunther was in when he won King of the Ring last year?
Oh. But obviously that's not going to be televised. It's not going to be a televised match.
What?
Yeah, that's not going to be a televised match for sure.
Yeah, that is. That's got to be.
It's July 12th.
It's got to be. July 11th.
July 11th. So
Friday.
We'll find out July 11th on that one.
We'll find out July 11th. Motherfucker ain't winning. And plus, why would he... This is my issue with it. Why the hell would Jey Uso need to be in the King of the Ring to get a rematch that he's already owed?
Well, the same could be said about Cody Rhodes. He pinned John Cena at Money in the Bank. Why does he need to... Why does he need to qualify?
Personally, that blows my mind with both of them being in there. Trust me. I was arguing that shit the whole time. I'm like, why the fuck is Cody in this when he was just talking like he was going to get an automatic title shot because he pinned John Cena? And why the fuck Jey Uso is in this because of the simple fact that he literally just lost the belt and could instate his rematch clause kind of like how Gunther did it? Bro. This TKO booking pissing me off. TKO booking pissing me off, but it's going to be Cody Randy. I'm sorry.
I don't. For just sits and giggles, I just want to say Randy Orton should win the whole shebang.
What the fuck? I love Randy, but he got no business winning this shit.
Neither do the other two guys. They literally...
All three of them ain't got no business being this close together. Because didn't Randy Orton make the King of the Ring final last year and lost to...
And if New Japan... to Gunther. If New Japan logic is in the play, then Randy's winning this year.
Boy, New Japan logic is not WWE logic. Randy Orton losing. It's just a matter of is he losing to Yeet or is he losing to Cody? And the story would seem it would be Cody because that's the only person Randy hasn't fought yet that, like, means a lot to him.
But why would you throw it away on a King of the Ring match?
Because it's Saudi fucking Arabia, that's why.
You're not wrong.
This is the same group that was, like, asking him for Yokozuna. Come on, bro. Like, let's just...
Yeah.
Like, stop. None of this makes sense.
He wasn't... Yoko wasn't available, but we have this guy named Roman Reigns.
I want Yokozuna and I want Bam Bam Bigelow. Like, wait, what? Papa Shango. Like, wait, whoa.
Well, hey, at least Papa Shango is still on this arc.
But just the simple fact that I'm like, hold up. Hey, so yeah.
So, assuming, and I loosely say assuming,
Very loosely.
that it's Cody versus Randy, it's going to be Cody that challenges Cena at SummerSlam, so it has to be Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it always seems like they make Cody go the hard way. I don't know what the fuck.
He pinned the motherfucker at Money in the Bank. What was that match for, if not a SummerSlam match?
For Logan Paul to do a springboard moonsault. Fun fact. We were at that match, right?
Yep.
You were at there. We were there, right?
Yep.
So my son, this is totally off script, but my son recorded the whole thing with him doing the springboard punch or whatever. And I run it back. I run back the video he ran. And in that segment, in his video, and I was like, fuck, why didn't I do this earlier? And I could have put this on Twitter and went viral. He literally has the recording looking at Logan Paul while Logan Paul is saying, I can't feel my legs. What the fuck is that? Like, we could have been bad.
I mean, you could still post it.
I can, but it was just funny that that popped up, and I was like, wait a minute, this motherfucker
Can't feel those legs.
can't feel his legs. So he was legit. When motherfucker, everybody's like, oh, well, he's with, nah, that nigga really could. Just heard him, I can't feel my legs, bro. Like, hey, what? All right.
So, in agreement.
But back to King of the Ring.
Yes.
In agreement that the stadium should just blow up with nobody in it so we wouldn't have to deal with this. But since we have to deal with this, it has to be Cody. Or, because if it's Jay, Randy's winning. To me.
But what is...
How would Randy...
Yeah.
I mean,
then we would get
is Randy Raw? Randy's Raw, right?
No, Randy's SmackDown. But
oh shit! I thought it would have been at least a Randy Gunther run back, but
I mean, he could maybe say I'd rather wrestle Gunther, but I don't see that happening considering he's
no. It's based on the brand. It's based on the brand you're on. So, but none of this makes sense at all.
Let's go with Cody and move on. Because we're just getting more frustrated than we already are.
Yeah, I mean, Randy's gonna be 0 for 2 in fucking Saudi Arabia. Just yeah. I would think so.
And I believe that brings us to, I'm assuming that this is going to be the main event on the last match. Undisputed WWE Championship match. John Cena
It better be.
versus CM Punk. And you said that they couldn't just take CM Punk out of the Seth Rollins storyline to have him wrestle John Cena at a random PLE. It was just... You were just 2 weeks off of that random PLE.
Yeah, they got me with this one. Yeah, they got me. I didn't see it. I mean, but I will say this house will be divided because I will have my CM Punk shirt. And my kid's gonna have his John Cena shirt. So God knows what the fuck's gonna happen. Now, here's the thing. Seth can cash in.
I don't think he is, though.
I don't think he is either, but I think he could. I could personally, I could see actually. Ooh, Punk wins. Seth cashes in. Seth Punk Cody SummerSlam.
This
Ooh. Ooh.
I personally don't see it. I mean, that would be pretty interesting to say the least. But I don't. The story is Cody and Cena and Seth and Punk. I don't think that they would cross the
Oh
line.
no, they've had no. Cody and Seth has history, sir.
I mean, true, but that's a whole different issue. You know what I mean?
They ran it back. They're running their combos to back. Like as in they're talking.
True.
So it is not out of the realm, especially considering if Seth sees Cody as a failure for losing to John Cena in his crusade to save the future of wrestling.
And it's not,
It is not out of the realm.
and I mean, it's not lost on me either that John Cena wants to ruin wrestling and Seth Rollins wants to save pro wrestling. But both are heels.
Well, that's where Punk comes into play.
Right.
Well, that title's coming off Cena before he retires. It's coming off. He's not holding that title for the rest of the year.
Definitely not.
We can agree. We can agree about that, right?
Yeah.
So we can. So then, if we agree that he's not going to hold the belt for the rest of the year, that would assume that he would have to be. He would have to come back to being a face, right?
I'm still under the impression when he loses the belt to Cody that he's gonna turn face. And he's gonna say, I'm sorry I did this to you, but I had to make sure that you were the guy that...
Yeah, that ain't happening. I could see that happen. No, I see Punk beating Cena in that scenario and Seth doing a cash-in on him before all that shit to pop off. I'll see that happen before I see Cena go to Cody and go, oh, I just wanted to make sure you're the guy.
Wait until it happens.
It ain't happening. I'm telling you.
It's totally gonna happen.
That Seth cash-in might be sooner than you think. I'm just saying.
I might even be under the impression that we will see Seth Rollins and his little faction versus Cody, Punk, and Cena and another person in War Games in Survivor Series. I'll go that far.
That'll happen in San Diego. However, I see Seth having the title by then, and he's gonna cash in on. Because I don't see him cashing in on Gunther. I see him. He could cash in on Gunther, but the problem is that if he cashes in on Gunther, it really doesn't do anything for Raw. Unless
it doesn't do anything.
Because here's the thing, it's crossover at this point. Don't even matter. But with the belt Cena has, it has the lineage of Punk, Cena, Cody, Orton, Roman. Those are that belt means more in terms of history than the newly heavyweight championship.
But Seth is a Raw guy, so he...
That don't mean shit. He can cash in on anybody.
I mean, yeah, he could tuck that, but then he would be drafted to SmackDown. But all his guys are on Raw.
I mean, yeah, which brings that story. it's all crossover anyway. Punk's been on Raw. Roman's been on Raw.
But
Punk's been on SmackDown. Roman's been on Raw. It's, honestly, at that point, yeah, they're running it as two separate brands, but at the end of the day, the, the two brands don't make the storylines obsolete for lap over, if that makes sense.
it does, but I still don't think that it's gonna happen.
Seth is going to be the WWE champion, bro. I'm just letting you know that now. He's going to be the WWE champion.
So,
It has more pristine because he's already elevated. Why would he go cash it in for a title that he's already elevated when he needs to take the title that has the history and has all the power behind it?
I could see him. I could see Cody winning at SummerSlam, the title, and then Seth cashing in on Cody. But I don't know. A heel cashing
Well, I'm
in
not
on
saying
a heel.
they don't give a fuck. Honestly, if this was 2010, I'd see your point. But at this point, I don't even think that there's genuine heels and faces. It's just, I told you, it's a Walking Dead mentality. Whose perspective do you believe the most? Whose cause are you willing to ride for the most? Were you willing to ride for the bloodline cause of just being this dominant motherfucker? Were you riding for Cody's cause because you felt like you never got to finish a chapter in your life and you needed to finish that chapter, so you want to live yourself through Cody to finish the chapter? Or do you want to live it through Seth, where you see all these people, you bust your ass in and day out, and you see all these part-timers and people coming back, and they just are just hovering over you, and you think the only way that you need to do it is to do what you need to do right now? Or are you John Cena, the motherfucker who was like, I've been winning so long that y'all hated me, and I don't like the fact that you motherfuckers were just abusing me from the get-go, so I am going to take what you think you're shaming me with and reversing it on you, and I'm dipping out with it. You ain't got shit to say about it. Those are the perspectives. And we ain't even got the Roman shit where he was just like the man and everybody just fucking betrayed him because he's the one person that stayed loyal through all of this, and everyone else left him, and he's been stuck by himself trying to figure out what's wrong with him because everyone's been leaving him.
Right.
Not to mention, Seth and Roman has yet to finish that story. So that's why I say it's better to be for the WWE Championship, because that is part of their story.
Right. Well, for right now, for where we
Damn, I've been thinking too deep in this shit.
for where we are right now, who wins, CM Punk or John Cena? This match.
My heart is telling me CM Punk, but my brain is telling me John Cena. I don't. Can Punk win? Yes.
Yeah.
Will he win? Fuck it, I'm going Punk. Worst case scenario, I'm wrong. Fuck it, because I am not agreeing with my kid on this shit. I'm being there yelling to cheer. I'm cheering on CM Punk. I ain't finna cheer on him to fucking say he's gonna lose. Fuck out of here.
Well, who do I want?
And I hated Punk. And records show that I've disagreed with Punk a lot, but god damn it, I'm gonna ride with him today.
Yes, you have. I still remember Survivor Series when we did that Survivor Series preview, where I said, and at the end of the show or somewhere in there of the show, CM Punk returns, and you's like, that ain't fucking happening. He ain't coming back. And then sure enough, he returned, And who was the first person that text messaged me after that show? It was you.
Yes, you. Yeah. So there it is.
So,
Hey,
I mean, my heart wants CM Punk. I want CM Punk to win. It's there's no even like in my soul, but my mind absolutely knows John Cena's gonna win. So, I'm going. Am I rooting for CM Punk? 100%. Is he beating John Cena? Unfortunately not.
I think he is. He's winning, goddammit. I'm all in. All in. If not now, he ain't getting another title. Just saying.
Well, it's for the first time your son was accurate with who wins the match.
Oh, fuck that.
Well, that will conclude our coverage of WWE Night of Champions and this episode as a whole. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow us at Wrestling with E, both on X, Twitter, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Join us this Tuesday as we interview this Monday as we interview CJ Evans, this Tuesday as we interview Alvin Gray, and this Wednesday as we interview Matt Sparkle. You can follow the show at Wrestling with E, but I said that already. You can follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
Follow me at I am Kaliko, CM Punk, and Chase Owens. Y'all got one job. Y'all got one MFing job.
Kaliko gave you the
Prove me right.
Kaliko gave you the pep talk. Don't fuck it up, bro.
Don't fuck it up, bro. Don't fuck it up.
For Kaliko Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Don't fuck it up.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.